Delighted to welcome back on my next guest. Always a pleasure to catch up with this man yet again on the show. It is Mr. Jason Parillo, head coach of the likes of Cris Cyborg, Michael Bisping, and the list just goes on and on. Jason, I can see the sun there. I'm on you via FaceTime. I'm very, very jealous. How are you, my friends?
It's nice here. It's nice. It's real nice. I'm good. How are you, man?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I can't complain. Just off the phone there to Mr. Ian McCall a few minutes ago, so good to catch up with Ian again. But yeah, not too bad. How are you? How's the mind after probably another pull out for Cris Cyborg? It's obviously been a really sort of up and down time for you as a coach. Obviously, it was supposed to be Megan. Now it's Tonya Evinger. How are you feeling about the change up?
Ah, yeah, good. I feel the same. I mean, we were talking a little bit before, but yeah, it's going to be. I was just talking about Cris Cyborg about a half hour ago, and it's really irrelevant to me. Cris Cyborg is one of those fighters. You can't really very often have this much. I mean, you have confidence in your fighter, but Cris Cyborg, either one of these girls, I don't see, really pulling out of the first round with Cris, to be totally honest. I'm excited about this Tanya girl. She sounds like a game girl. When I heard that they offered her fight, she said, "Fuck yeah, I'll take that fight." For me, I went, God bless her. Um, I've been working with Cris for years now, and prior to the UFC, we've had a difficult time getting people to sign a contract to fight Cris Cyborg for since I've known Cris Cyborg. I mean, it's always been an issue. It's a very difficult thing, and of course, it takes a different person, a different girl to be able to look at this girl, the way she fights, and how talented she is, and how strong she is, to make a commitment and go in there and fight her. I mean,
Does,
it's a
does
scary contract.
does the perspective change for you in the way you're going to, but you're a problem solver. That's what you do for your fighters. Tanya's obviously, a hardy veteran. She's been around a long time. A lot of people, thought she should have been originally signed in the 135-pound division in the UFC. Megan's sort of, an up and coming fighter. Is it almost more of a dangerous fight because she's an old, hardy veteran?
You did. She's tough. Yeah, no. Yeah, yeah. Just her body mechanics. Just the way she, what makes it a harder fight for me? What's going to make it harder for? It's going to make it harder for her toughness. Is going to be, to her own demise. If you ask me a little bit. I mean, sometimes you get these tough girls. You're too tough for your own good. Some of these tough guys, these tough fighters, they're too tough for their own good sometimes. Meaning they they might health wise they'd be better off getting out of there a little quicker, being a little less tough, a little less rock shit.
Definitely.
But her toughness is going to be fun for me. I would like, you know, I would like as a coach, I would like to see her, grind in there a little bit, give Cris some work. With only fighting 1 to 2 times a year, for a while, it'd be nice to get some rounds in. Cris hasn't. Cris made it. Her last opponent got her in the second round. I think Cris finished with the first couple minutes of the second round, but um, she hasn't been out of the first round in years.
Yeah.
Cris.
Yeah, we spoke about that last time. Would you, as a coach, like to see her maybe go 2-3 rounds with Tanya? Is it more satisfying for you to maybe showcase the skill set that she has?
I know. I know it would fucking. Who would really satisfy? It would satisfy her wrestling coach, her jujitsu coach.
You
It
want
would
the straight
satisfy
knockout?
everybody else. Her strength and conditioning coach, every other fucking motherfucker that works with her would be like, God, thank God. Did you see that takedown defense?
You love it. It's the first round, first few minutes. That's all.
First round,
You're happy.
first round, that those big old bombs. But yeah, that would satisfy some people. I mean, it'd be interesting. Dude, am I just as am I? I'm happy if she goes the rest of her career knocking girls out in 30 seconds. That would be just satisfying enough for me. Um, but it would be good for her. It would be good for her and her brand. Every great fighter has a great fights. You know what I mean? Great fighters get in great competitions. That's what builds their name and makes them. You know, it adds to it just adds to their legendary status, if you want to say. So would I like to see a girl that that could, hang in there with her. I would like to say, I would, of course. I mean, from a fan's perspective, of course you would like to say. From a coach's perspective, I would like to say, I already know how she's going to handle herself. I see the way she handles herself with men in this gym. I see the way she handles herself when she's in, tough spots. I've yet to see a girl go in there and give her tough competition. Fortunately, this past weekend we had Clarissa Shields, a gold medalist boxer, come in, two-time gold medalist boxer come in, who fights at 165, who's 20 pounds heavier than Cris as well. And she came in and gave Cris some proper work, and there was something as a coach I got to see how she would deal with adversity. You know what I mean? I was able to see that in a box, and and there's a place where you can really judge it. For me, you can really judge when you're in the fire line, you're punching it, and you're getting cracked, and your head's hitting your brain's hitting the side of your skull. You can really see what people have in them and what adjustments they're able to make in fractions of seconds, and what kind of heart they have. Cris got no quit in her.
Yeah.
I already know she has no quit in her. She has no, she has got a lot of pride in herself, along with all her skill sets. But she's got guts, and I'm fine as a coach that cares about her never having to prove that.
Do you look, you mentioned there, obviously, she did a good workout at the weekend, but is there ever an element you see maybe a little bit of complacency in Cris because she hasn't had the opposition maybe that has really stood up to her, and as you said, gone a couple of rounds?
Would say it again?
You ever see complacency in Cris because of the fact she hasn't gone outside?
That's good. That's what's complacency as far as her skill set, or as far as her hunger, or what do you mean exactly?
Or maybe when she's going into a fight, does she maybe underestimate dominance because she's been so dominant in her career?
No, never. And that's why I love that. I'm like, she's training right now for Tanya as if she was fighting Ronda Rousey for $100 million or whatever. You know what I mean? If she was fighting Holly Holmes, anybody, I'm trying to think of big names. If she was fighting, she treats everybody like they're a killer. And that's why she continues to win the way she does.
In your opinion, did the UFC do the right thing with Germaine Durandamy and stripping her of the title?
The only way I wouldn't think that was the right move is if I trained Germaine. No, but yeah, do I think it was if I was speaking on her behalf, no, that wasn't the right thing. No, but you know what? It really was. It was in a sense because she was never going to, in my opinion, that division was specifically built for Cris Cyborg, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Do I know that for a fact? No. But in my opinion, I truly believe, I'm not a businessman, but a smart businessman out there in the world that make their money and do the fight business and take care of and promote all this shit. Somebody think it would say, you know what, we can generate a lot of money off this girl, Cris Cyborg, because she's special, and I think that was a whole idea wrapped around that. I think Germaine knew that as well. I think, she got a gift. I think she truly got a gift at being able to call herself a world champion. I really believe she was gifted that, and that's why, you got to kind of be, you got to take that gift back, because she's not willing to fight what that division was put there for. You got to go, God bless her if she took that fight, and that's what she should have. A real fighter would have. A real fighter should take that fight. I'm not saying she's not a real fighter. I'm saying she's not a real fighter, because if she's a real fighter, she would have fought Cris Cyborg, but that's hard to say because I'm a guy and they say, hey, we want you to fight Cris Cyborg. I'm like, I don't know.
You're a gas man. It's obviously an exciting fight, exciting times to see what happens with the women's featherweight division. I presume they're going to bring in the rest of maybe the Invicta division. But I want to get your thoughts obviously on Michael as well. How's the knee? How's everything with Michael? Are we going to see Michael back in there before the end of the year? And who's it going to be? Is it going to be the winner of the fight that's coming up, Romero and Whittaker? Or are we going to see him against GSP? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, you know as much as I do, really. If we think about it, I saw Mike yesterday. We're getting ready. Our thoughts are we're getting ready for after this fight with Whittaker and Romero. I think the goal is to probably fight around November, and in our thoughts, it's going to be one of those two guys. Is the way we're thinking. Were we happy and pleased to welcome GSP back in the fight game? 1,000%. And, and anything wrong with that fight happen? I think that's a fair fight for Mike. I think it's people. Mike took some backlashing on even talking about doing that fight, but it's a no brainer. It's really a no brainer. It's a good
Only,
money fight,
yeah.
and people giving him shit like they're like he's what, are you taking the easy way out? What are you trying to say? You taking the easy way out? Do you know that Michaels was the underdog when they put that fight up? Mike was the underdog. He was 2-1 or 3-1 underdog. You taking the easy way by being the underdog. You know what I mean?
Big size advantage as well from Michael. I don't think people realize how big of a guy Mike is as a 185er. I'm sure we'll see it happen down the line. Who have you got winning that fight? Romero or Whittaker? How do you rate Whittaker as a boxer as well? I'm really interested to get your thoughts on that, his striking.
Well, he's heavy-handed. Obviously, I mean, obviously, he got your punch, and he's got it. He's got. He's a tough guy. Obviously, he really is heavy-handed. It's funny because you know fights ago, we shared a locker room with Whittaker, and I was white. I didn't know who he was, and I didn't know anything about him, and I was watching him, and he looked real sluggish. He didn't look like the most athletic guy to me, and I thought to myself, wow, I was even a Mike, we made a joke, and then I'm like, look at this guy, you know what I mean, like. And then I watched him I was sitting in the locker room and I'm watching him on the camera. And I think he went out and knocked the guy out. I went, holy fuck, you never know, and I learned as a coach, you learn this time and time again. You can't judge books by the cover. You watch a guy hit a heavy bag, don't look at him thinking to yourself, this guy's a fucking bum, because you never know what you're gonna get once you get up in there. Whittaker's obviously a game day player, just like all these guys. I think Whittaker, if Whittaker can get him, in the third round, he's going to win this fight.
I agree. I think the longer it goes, the longer it's Robert. Obviously, we saw that performance against Jacare, incredible from him. I'll have to ask you this question, and I'm probably sick of talking about it as well.
Mayweather and
Yeah,
McGregor.
there we go. We have to ask it. You're a boxing guy. Just your thoughts on it all. Off the bat, you think it's a good thing, bad thing for mixed martial arts?
I think it's awesome. I love it. I do. I love it. I mean, I love it. I say I've actually obviously asked this question a few times about it, but I really like it. I just like it. It's entertaining, and maybe the entertainment leading up to the fight is going to be more entertaining than the fight itself. But you got to take your hat off to your guy's boy out there in Ireland. I mean, he was able to talk himself into $100 million fight, and that's fucking genius in itself. Now, isn't it? Right? God bless him.
Anyway,
You know,
well,
God bless.
I'll fight you, Floyd. Bring it. But
Everybody, that's everybody. Fuck, I'll fight him for $100 million. Well, guess what? You weren't able to talk your way into fighting him for $1 million. And fight, yeah. Did he fight his way into it? He fought his way in MMA. It's a different sport, and he's got some great wins and whatnot. Yes, did he do physical work to get himself in a position? Sure. But really, he's able to really, market himself and talk himself into the situation, and all the power to him.
any chance?
Yeah, for me, the chance for him is to bring somebody else in along. He's got his coaching staff, and I know that he's got a boxing coach and he's got his coaches and stuff. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about a guy. I've actually reached out to his manager in the past, trying to get him to link up with my old boxing coach, a guy by the name of Jesse Reed, who was Floyd Senior's boxing coach. He was Roger Mayweather's boxing coach for years. He's a great mind of the sport, and for me, I think with Conor's position where he's at, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get a guy like that, to consult with and talk to and really understand. This guy that I'm talking about knows the Mayweathers better than anybody I think there is walking on the planet. And for me, I'd like to see Conor bring a guy like that along with his team and learn a little few more inches of the game, because I think Conor's just a little behind right now. Is he a great athlete? Does he have great reflexes? Does he have power and leverage his punches? Yes, of course. He's a fighter. He's an athlete. Yes. Is he a psychological giant? Yes. Does he believe in himself? Yes. But I think there's a few holes in there that if he can fill up those holes, will give him a few more inches towards maybe him being successful.
Definitely. I thoroughly agree with you. I think it's something they have to do. I think they've talked about going out to Las Vegas, getting someone involved. But realistically, though, you don't see much of a chance. You being, a stand-up guy, what are the technical areas that he would need to do to go in there and maybe cause that upset?
Well, here's the thing: is I say it about Floyd. Everybody's going to beat Floyd Mayweather once his legs and reflexes go, because he's a step ahead of everybody else. He just is. He's a faster runner in every race that he's in. And until we see those fall short a little bit, it's going to be tough to see a guy sit on the outside and pick Floyd Mayweather apart. He's been in with guys as long and as rangy and as tall and as big as Conor before. With great ability. Great boxing ability. He's been boxing since they were kids. So sitting back on the outside and playing a boxing game with Floyd Mayweather is going to be a very difficult task. Obviously you saw the guys that had the most success with Floyd Mayweather, a guy like, Oscar De La Hoya, I felt had a lot of success with him, pressuring him. Didn't say who's a great boxer, but knew that it wasn't a good idea to sit back and try to play fucking punch for punch with Floyd Mayweather. Mandana, who was up his ass and throwing punches from every weird angle there is. Because I know people talk, well, Conor's got these weird angles and stuff like this. Listen, this fucking dude, Floyd Mayweather, seen every angle a punch can come from. You know what I mean? And if you watch Mandana, dude, that guy throws punches from his fucking, from left field, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
all over the shop.
In front of you, punching you behind your head.
Every which angle.
Yeah. All those angles, but in all reality, that's the type of pressure, I think you get that until we see Floyd's reflexes and whatnot go, that's the type of pressure that obviously, Jose Luis Castillo, they put it on him, but you have to have the endurance and you have to have the toughness. Conor obviously has the toughness, but you're getting hit with a lot sharper punches in a boxing game, than you probably ever have been in your life, especially a guy like Floyd Mayweather. He's sharp, he's accurate, and he's very precise. And the old saying is not, it's not how hard you get it. The punch that hurts you is the punch that you don't see. He's going to be hitting you with shots you don't see. I don't want to say nobody has a chance. The only people I ever say that they don't have a chance is when they're fighting Cris Cyborg. But but sitting back and thinking that they're going to outbox him, I think is a long shot.
Yeah, it is bullish, 100%. Severe MMA's coach of the year, by the way, as well. Our staff in Severe MMA voted you coach of the year last year as well. Just to let you know.
Are you fucking kidding me?
God, we did. Yeah, we did. You see, you're not.
Oh, I know. I think I saw that. I need a trophy. How do I prove that to people?
We'll get one of our. We've a new merchandising line coming out, so we'll send you out a T-shirt with Coach of the Year, and you can wear it all out, Jason.
Hey, make sure you get my name somewhere. Maybe right here.
Get it right in the back, man. No worries. on the sides and all that. Listen, Mr. Parillo, it's been a real pleasure to catch up with you again on the show. I always do appreciate your time, and looking forward to the next few months. See what happens with all your guys, and obviously, probably most notably Chris in a couple of months' time. Do appreciate it, my friend.
Hey, man. Anytime. I appreciate it. You have a great day.
Jason, nice one, man. Thanks a million, brother.